All right. Well, are you ready
All
to
right,
put in drive?
now let's go.
Okay, let's put in gear. Hey, welcome back to another episode here of Road Noise.
Hey, where
We
have we been?
yeah, we
Where are we
missed you
going?
last week, right? It was the first time, and Dan and I were reflecting this. Last week was our first week we missed, and we won't we won't have to get into details of why we missed, but we've had a lot of life happening over the last week, and my hope though is that y'all had a great Easter and celebrated, a great Resurrection Sunday. So here we are the following week, and I'm looking forward to having this conversation, Dad. Where are we headed to tonight?
All right. Well, we're not going to go too far from Lansing, where we were living at the time, but ah, let me get this back over here. There's probably will sound better. I'm sorry. I just had to move the mic there. Well, anyway, yeah, we're not going to go too far. We were living in Lansing and got a request that I thought was kind of a strange request, but boy, did I ever embrace it. I mean, what an opportunity. And just north of Lansing, not too terribly far, we were invited to do an orphanage. And I think the last time that we recorded, we talked about another orphanage type place that we were at with the VFW, the Veterans of Foreign Wars. But this one was for the state of Michigan. And so when I got that phone call and found out who they were and that they wanted us to come and do a puppet presentation for these kids, it's like, oh boy, yes, I'm on that one. Sign me up. And they knew it was going to be a religious type presentation, and they didn't care. Well, anyway, so that's where we're headed. And we get there, pulled up. I mean, all we had was an address and so forth. And back then we were using maps to didn't have uh, Google to tell us which direction to get there. But anyway, so we pull up in front of this place, big place. I mean, it reminded me of a college dorm or something. And the lower level, which I'm guessing was probably referred to as the basement level, maybe the ground level. I don't know what they called it, but it was kind of below grade, and there was windows all across the front of the building. So I'm guessing they had, I don't know, offices or I don't know what was down there. But to get to the main floor, you had to go up several steps. And at the top of these big, wide cement steps was a huge double door. And anyway, so I walked in, and as soon as I got inside, there's a receptionist type office right there on the right hand side. So I stopped there. You got to check in and let them know who you are and what you're doing there. And they knew what time to expect us, and so that wasn't a problem. So I need to find out, well, where are we going to set up? Well, did I mention this was kind of a large building? And they have this huge open area room, kind of an activity room for the kids and so forth. But it's up on the third floor, and there's no elevator. Just a series of these great big wide steps. You go up so many and you make a turn, and then you go up so many more, and so we're going to be up here on the third floor. But on the way there, I was thinking about these kids. Who are they? They're going to be all ages. And I think they took, basically infants up through high school. And so here's a building that is divided off, with all these different age group of kids, but they're all going to be coming to this central big auditorium type room for the puppet program. And I'm trying to think what these kids must be thinking. I mean, if you're put in a place like that, why? Was it because they had no living parents? Or were they in an abusive situation where the state had to take them out of the home where they're living with their parents? Is it that there's no other family member that is able or willing to take them, I couldn't help but think that maybe these kids feel like they're not loved, that they have nobody, no place to go. Well, okay, we got a place to go. There's a roof over our head and they're feeding us, but they're just sticking us here because nobody loves us. We have no place else to go. Maybe they're feeling like they're partially responsible for the breakup of the family. And for all I know, maybe they were partially responsible. But in either case, they've been separated from everybody except, oh, look around. Here's other kids just like me. We're all here. We're all facing the same type of things, total uncertainty for our future. And I don't know if this was just kind of a holding area for the foster care system. Maybe it was just a matter of time before these kids would be placed into a foster home. Maybe from this location, some of those kids might have been adopted. I have no idea. But I do believe that those kids were probably there. Yeah, they had support from other kids and the fact that we're all in this together, but nobody really loves us. And so for us to be able to be there and to share with those kids that the God who created them loves them dearly, so much that he gave his son for them. I mean, I was just, like I said, I was really excited about that opportunity because I felt that there was a real need there, that these kids needed to hear that. Well, I need to get back out to the bus and tell your mom. And I don't even yeah, I believe it was Bob Nevius was with us on that one. I'm not sure that Bob was married yet, so I think it was probably just the three of us that were going to do that program. But it's just the three of us. We got to haul all of our puppets and all of our equipment up those first flights of stairs and then up three more flights of stairs and get everything set up. I don't know, but I'm guessing maybe the person that called me probably thought, okay, they're going to come with a cardboard box and a suitcase with a couple of puppets and, do their thing and they'll be out of here. Well, that might have been what other puppet groups had, but not us. Remember, if you've been listening to the podcast, we've got this great big huge puppet stage with all the lights and sound equipment and special effect things, like smoke and yeah, and we got to haul everything in and carry it all the way up to the very top floor. Well, I will say this, we got our exercise that day. We worked hard, not just doing the program, but getting everything up there, doing the program, and yep, you got to tear it all down and take it down those same stairs all the way back out to the bus again. Well, anyway, so I guess you could say in some respects it was a sacrifice on our part, but it was done in love. I just loved those kids and the opportunity to be there. And there was kids, we didn't have any infants, but there was younger ones all the way up through the older ones. And they sat there just glued to what we were doing. I mean, motionless. It was quiet. Amazing group of kids. Anyway, so all that, basically so I can share the verse in 2 Samuel 24:24. I will not offer to the Lord my God sacrifices that cost me nothing. Well, it cost us that day a lot of energy. And because of who we were, religious group, I don't remember that the state was able to pay us a dime. But we were richly blessed.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I love that story, Dad. We think about like our instructions from Christ about taking care of the orphans and the widows and be able to be a blessing. And we're in normal life for most people, we're not we don't rub shoulders with many orphans. And the truth of the matter is, you don't have to look far, but you do have to look, and you'll find someone to love on. And yeah, I love that. And I have to imagine that the program that you did that day was probably the love story.
Yes, it
Yeah.
was.
Yep. I
Yes.
figured as much. Yeah.
There was a program that we did an awful lot because it had a great message, and it was entertaining, but it still had a powerful message. And so we got a lot of mileage out of that program.
Yeah. And it's one it if we had a video of it, I'd put it up here on your YouTube channel. Because it is, and I'm
Boy.
thinking as you were telling the story, I'm imagining these kids, they're, without a mom and dad in this season of life. And what I love about thinking about the love story in that context is that one of the primary story components is not about a mom and dad and kids loving kids, but it's about a mother hen. So you can easily, like, it's easy to empathize with the hen taking care of her chicks. I don't have to superimpose my baggage because it's a hen. It's like an easy on ramp. It's a beautiful metaphor. I love it.
Yeah. Puppets are, well, puppets are one of many, but yeah, it's a great way to illustrate truth. And if you're using animals, people can relate their story to what
Yeah,
they're witnessing through the life of an animal. In this case, a puppet
absolutely.
animal. But yeah, so you can get away with doing some things that it makes the message palatable.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Well, you mentioned earlier about hoping everybody had a good Easter and so forth, and yeah, this past Sunday was Resurrection Sunday. But do you know how the soggy Easter bunny dried himself?
Soggy Easter bunny? No, I have no idea.
Yeah, yeah. The soggy Easter bunny had to use a hair dryer.
Oh, I feel like I should have known that. I just should have known that.
All right, if you didn't know that one, I'm sure you know this one. How does the Easter bunny stay in shape?
Mm,
Exercise.
oh, yeah.
All right, let's put it in gear and get out of here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We'll pick it up again next week.